When people think of iGaming, what usually comes to mind is fun, excitement, and a little bit of risk. But there's another side to it. The one that's all about responsibility, player safety, and staying compliant with the evolving regulations. And that's what we are here to talk about today. Welcome to Visionary Voices, our podcast where we explore how technology is shaping the industries and impacting their lives. Today we are going to dive into a very important topic which is often overlooked, which is responsible gambling and compliance in the iGaming world. Joining me today is Jacob Koshy, who is the business unit head for Australia region and the driving force behind the iGaming Center of Excellence. Welcome to the show, Jacob.
Thank you for having me, Nidhi. It's my pleasure to be here.
So Jacob, let's jump right in. So iGaming is often seen as high-risk, high-regulated industry, one that walks the fine line between entertainment and risk. So what led to the new to step into the space and what's your unique perspective on it?
You're absolutely right, Nidhi. There is a very fine line between entertainment and harm to the consumer or to the user. But if you take any industry for that matter, there is an element of harm involved. And this is where the regulatory bodies would step in. And with the right kind of regulations, it can be a level playing field for all. Now, for us specifically, I would say it's happenstance that we entered into this industry. A few years ago, one of our customers reached out and we started the conversation. However, what has sustained us over a period of time for the last 7 or odd years is a sense of purpose, that we see that this is another industry, but yes, it has got probably a higher level of risk associated with it. But the part that we started to play, we realized that there's a greater purpose behind what we are trying to do. And in protecting people, just like you articulated, player safety, their well-being, the propensity to risk and harm is pretty high. And we see that from a technology services perspective, we are able to bring in some solutions and innovations that can curb and make this a much better place to be in. From that perspective.
Rightly said, Jacob. I think that really sets the tone. I believe that it's very easy to get caught up with the excitement of the industry, given it is an entertainment industry. But what truly sets you apart is how you create something that is ethical as well as inclusive for the people and for everybody who is involved, like the broader collaboration or community. But we have also been working on some really meaningful initiatives at Do the New, So can you share some examples and let us know what our focus areas are and how are we helping drive this change in the industry?
Sure. So as I said, we have been in this industry for a period of time. However, over the last 18 months, we felt there is a need to have this brought together cohesively as a capability. So we ended up calling it iGaming Center of Excellence, but where the focus is primarily around 5 areas: sports, racing, lotteries, gaming, as well as a platforms kind of capability too, which sort of underpins all of these 4 areas. Under this Center of Excellence, we do multiple things. We have functions that look after architecture and design of great products in the iGaming industry. We also have research and innovation as a very specific arm that focuses on obviously a lot of white papers, delving deeper into the industry, and as well as a focus on community. For us, it is very important that beyond the player, beyond the flashing lights, beyond the rolling of the dice, there is the person that we need to look after, and that from a macro level, that's the community as well. So what can we do from that perspective to make sure we build products responsibly? So the iGaming Center of Excellence is now serving multiple customers. We have grown from very humble beginnings to about 150 people now who are part of that Center of Excellence, serving customers globally from America to Australia to Asia. And we think we have done, that's definitely a right thing or capability to do, to build, which can then bring the maturity that customers are looking for from a partner like us.
Yeah, right. So as someone who has been part of the iGaming journey, I can truly echo that point. I think there has been a lot of collaboration between the teams to create something that's not just innovative or new, but also ethical and created responsibility. So now let's talk about where the future is headed. Technology has been changing the iGaming landscape quite a bit, right? So right from where how the solutions are created or how the players interact with them. So what do you think? How is technology evolving the iGaming landscape, and how can we support this to so that innovation and technology can go hand in hand?
Sure. So you're right when you said that technology is advancing quite rapidly.
Yeah.
Just take the yesteryears of iGaming industry where it was all analog based,
Yeah.
physical devices, to now at your fingertip.
Yeah.
You can get into any sort of game, right? So we have been experimenting with from a digital perspective, whether be it building games using Unreal Engine, Unity, or leveraging the latest in mobile native designs and patterns, or hyperscaler platforms, for example. How do we help our customers scale their solutions?
Yeah.
But it is important to mention GenAI too, because that's the buzzword of the day.
Yeah.
And GenAI brings a lot of value in terms of whether it is large language models acting as co-pilots or betting concierges, or very quickly spinning out SEO optimized videos and content. In many different ways, GenAI is being tapped into, and this industry is set to explode.
Yeah.
They're saying that in under 5 years' time, this can triple in terms of the revenue that GenAI can bring. But there's the downside. Just like you said, industries like this have its own demerits because of the high risk involved. But here again, technologies like GenAI can play a very crucial part, right? So from our organization perspective to the new, AI has been is a byword now. We are looking to make our entire organization GenAI literate. We are well on our way to get 100% very soon. We run our own annual hackathons, which is focused on the theme of AI and GenAI. Through that, what we are doing is we are building solutions, or let's say a snippet of a solution, where we're testing out, let's say, multiple GenAI platforms to be able to take it to a customer and say, hey, we have tried these 3 or 4. We think for your particular use case that is in question, this is the right product to use.
Yeah.
And some of them have been even accepted into the customer's backlog. So we see that partnership, which is more proactive than reactive, where we are bringing our knowledge, our experience. This is our strongest area. We bring that to our customers to ensure that they take the value from our partnership and take it forward. It doesn't end there. It's evolving. The user is always at the intersection of a great experience, a great product, and from an operational perspective too, very important. And we are trying to constantly find that right nexus point where these 3 can be optimized to ensure, back to the same point, player safety, player well-being. How do you reduce the risk, and how do you ensure that this industry is sustainable?
Love that, Jacob. I think great. The point that you said, that great technology still needs great guardrails, right? That sums it up so well. Now, we have been hearing a lot about a phrase lately, which is responsible gambling by design. What does that mean to you, and how we can create our products to encourage more of it?
Yeah, so responsible gambling by design is the intentional integration of responsible gambling patterns into your architecture, into your feature set, your product, so that it is not an afterthought.
Right.
Back in the days, we have heard of shifting left quality. This is similar, because at the end of the day, when your product, if you're in a regulated market, I should differentiate between the two, I guess, because with the proliferation of digital technologies now, you can see there's unregulated markets coming up all around the world like mushrooms. Right? So what has done though is it does increase the risk in a big way across the globe. However, we are lucky to be in a regulated industry, working in a country which is focusing high on regulated regulations. So in that sense, it's best not to leave it as an afterthought, but bring it much forward towards the beginning of your product design, the conceptualization, the engineering of it, and the operationalization of it. So in some sense, iGaming as an industry is exciting for us. There is money to be made from a business perspective. But at the same time, for us, it is responsibly co-building with our customers what they call as the future digital leisure spaces. So people are going to be spending a lot of time in this area now. We know that we're already seeing it with the new generation that's coming up.
Yeah.
Why don't we partner with our customers and build it responsibly? So that's the angle that we are going with, and I think it makes absolute sense.
Yeah, I think that's such an important mindset shift. Like, think proactively, not reactively, right? Now, at To The New, can you share some examples where we have used the research or community insights to build our products that are both ethical and inclusive?
Yeah, sure. So at this point in time, we have, for example, we have built many solutions from our incubator. We have our own app,
Okay.
colloquially called as To The Bet.
Oh, nice.
But the point of that app is to create a platform where we can showcase a lot of these innovations that we are doing, especially in the compliance and the regulatory space. Right. Take, for example, self-exclusion registers, which is a buzzword now across all regulated industries. We are looking at building something in that space that is more GenAI based. There are conversations now around interventions and nudges that GenAI can, for example, help you do while in play, while the customer is in play, by looking at their patterns, any erratic behaviors, overspending, by putting necessary context aware, for example, time limits, deposit limits, on-time, real-time activity statements to show them, hey, you've gone beyond your $100 that you wanted to invest into this, right? So that is the space where we are looking at. We are looking at it also from a perspective of anti-money laundering, fraud prevention. So the ultimate aim, I guess, from an incubator perspective, yes, we can build great apps, and that's our bread and butter as an organization. We have done it for thousands of organizations. However, we are coming at it from a perspective from, just like you said before, shifting left responsible design and how that can help build a great product. Then again, back to the same point, how can we make it sustainable from a business perspective too?
Yes, I totally agree, Jacob. And I think it's those little changes or small improvements that make the biggest impact on long-term trust and engagement, right? Speaking of trust, how do you think that tech partners or operators or the customers can together work, to bring the responsible gambling factor into the market and make it more prominent?
Very good question. I think that is the real question that the industry needs to address at this point in time. So at To The New, we have been privileged to attend quite a few conferences in this space. Be it in Melbourne, Australia, we do attend the Backing the Punt, where the entire industry comes together in one room. From regulators to the industry players, to the operators, to the OEMs. And through the day, the conversations we can clearly see is oriented around regulatory behaviors as to what do you do, how do we make this a sustainable industry. We have also been privileged to attend some of the global events like ICE, which happens in Barcelona, or Global Gaming Expo in Las Vegas. These are platforms at a global scale where 10,000s of people come together. Beyond the flashy lights that we see there with the various large players putting up their stands, there's a whole lot of conversation that happens in parallel as to how do we tackle the gray markets, how do we regulate the unregulated, how do we improve the experience for the customers and the business as well as for the government. So there's multiple conversations going on, but the point, I guess, we need to look beyond the conversations that happens within those four walls and see how that can be taken outside as well. Continue the conversation so that, let's say, take the product partners, for example. How can they continuously micro-invent or innovate into their product these requirements? To our previous point, shifting left responsible design. Right. To partners like us who are going to be reliant on those products to implement great solutions and innovative solutions for our customers, to bring that together so that we provide a solution that is future fit, scalable for our customers. So there is definitely, we can see there is a lot of activity around that area, and it's continuing to build up. And I think that's a great platform to be in, so that the customers benefit from the innovations that are being discussed over there.
That's really good. I think a lot is being done from the wider community perspective. But for somebody who is just starting new, or the companies who are new to this iGaming landscape, what do you think, what is your piece of advice for them? How can they keep responsible gambling as an important factor along with the innovation?
Yeah, I think it comes down to them finding out their white space. There's a lot of players now in the market. So you may want to pick your niche and then start there. So if you are a new player in the market, understanding what the regulatory requirements are, it's a great place to start.
Right.
Otherwise, you're going to trip at the end. We know there are organizations or countries where the regulatory check takes about 3 months before solutions can go live.
Right.
Now, you don't want to build a product, iterate through it to get to a point where it can't see the light of day for the next 3 to 6 months, right? Because the industry is changing so rapidly, technology is innovating so rapidly.
Right.
So you would want to start early with, again, responsible design patterns as part of your design ecosystem. Fail fast, prove your technology, whether it works for you. Does it have the right kind of guardrails in place to ensure that it will sustain your business objectives? Ultimately, you have some strategic objectives that you want to go with. There are some classic examples. In UK, there was an organization, Football Index, for example. They started off by hiding sort of the whole odds and bets angle of their product by asking the users to play in dividends. Eventually, it turned out to be sort of like a Ponzi scheme that had to be then, the company went bust because of that. So you don't want all the investments to go down the drain, so to speak. So having the right kind of attitude, right kind of objectives, because you are in it for the long run. We want to build great products. We have to keep customer in our mind. They need to be upfront thought of first, more than the business objectives when it comes to revenues and margins and stuff. I think that's a great place to start. And then there are partners like us, for example, who can partner along with them, whether you want to stay locally within a region or one area, or you want to go global, and help you scale, help you come up with ideas. Research departments help you do that as to, understanding various markets and where can you play. And ultimately, we are all in it to win. We know that.
Right.
But we want to do it responsibly in a sustainable manner, keeping the customer or the community at the heart of it all.
Very well said, Jacob. And I think this has been such an insightful conversation and a timely one too. I think from today we can learn that responsibility and compliance aren't just the checkboxes. I think they are the foundation for a more trusted, sustainable and inclusive industry, right? As technology continues to grow, so must our commitment to do something and build something that is more inclusive and ethical, not just for us, but for our partners, our operators, and the broader community. Thanks for joining us to the show today.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me, Nidhi.
And to everyone listening, thanks for joining us today. Please remember that innovation is only powerful when it's paired with integrity and responsibility. We'll be back soon with more voices, more perspectives, and more conversations that shape the future of digital experiences. Until next time, stay curious and build something responsibly. Thank you.